little bit about bringing your puppy home. So when you bring the puppy home, I would start their training straight away, because dogs are learning from the moment they're born. So obviously that's already 8 weeks, they've started to learn things. Obviously in the 8 weeks they've been learning from their mum and their siblings, but obviously now that is all down to you and what you do to help them grow as a dog. So obviously you want to start their training from the moment they come home and not wait until they're sort of 12 plus weeks when they've had all their injections and they can start puppy training classes. So that's potentially then 4 weeks that you've waited, not done any training, and they've picked up some bad habits that you don't want. So actually, if you get ahead of the game, do some research, contact some local trainers, get some help and advice, and then obviously you can start your training as soon as you get them home. And then obviously as soon as they're ready, you can then start puppy class as well, but you want to start doing some basics at home with them. So obviously there's certain things obviously you can't do, like socialising with other dogs, you can't always do because of their injections. You don't necessarily want them mixing with dogs that you don't know. And so what you can start doing is things like you're walking nicely. So even though they can't necessarily go out on walks, you can get them used to wearing their collar or harness with their lead and get them walking around on a loose lead. So obviously it's going to be a lot more distracting when they get out on walks because it's a whole new world for them. So obviously they've gone 12 weeks, pretty much first 8 weeks or so in the breeder's home, and then for another maybe 4 weeks in your home before they get out for a walk. So all they really know is the houses and then maybe the garden. So they don't have much exposure to being outside. So when they do go out for a walk, it's going to be all new and exciting for them. So what you'll find is that actually they're going to be wanting to pull to get to all the different smells and sights, people, dogs, all that sort of thing. So what you can start doing at home is get them walking nicely with that lead on them. The other thing you can start doing is recall training. So again, it's better to do it at home, less distractions, and then obviously do it in the garden, slightly more distractions, but then when you're ready to go out on walks, it'll be a lot easier to start training that recall there and then out on walks because they've already got the idea of it at home and in the garden. The other thing I do is I crate train my dogs from the first day I get them. So it's a good one for helping with toilet training because generally dogs don't like going to the toilet in their beds. So obviously if you've got the right size crate, then obviously their bed should take up most of the room, then obviously they don't have much of an option other than to go to the toilet in their bed if they do choose to. So obviously you don't want to have a massive crate for your little Chihuahua. You want to get a smaller crate for your Chihuahua than you would a Labrador, say. So obviously the other thing is toilet training dog. Start that straight away. So take them out every hour or so. Every time they've had a play, food, training, anything like that, take them outside and wait for them to go to the toilet. Going back to the crates quickly, they're also good for if you ever then need a dog walker. Most dog walkers will have crates in the back of their van to transport your dog safely to the walk location. Also, if they ever need to go to the vets, they're put into a crate to be observed and have treatment and stuff. They're usually in a crate to be monitored. So obviously if you crate train your dog, they'll then be less stressed in them situations. You can also get started with things like your stays and fetch it. So getting them to fetch back their toys start that straight away. So have 2 identical toys, throw one out, wait for them to bring it back. As soon as they do, throw the next one out. So then they'll start getting used to, I bring the toy back, I get another one. So it's a good thing for them to bring it back and drop it. The other thing you want to do is get them used to being checked over. So obviously what you can be doing is looking inside their ears, in their eyes, their teeth, picking their paws up, just feeling down their back, touching their tail, all that sort of thing, just so they're used to it for when they do go to the vets. And depending on the breed of dog, if they need to go to the groomer, obviously they will then need to touch them over to groom them. So obviously you want to have a dog that is happy to be felt all over. And you can get different people to do that. So obviously you do it yourself. If you've got partner, kids, anyone else that you can do it for you as well, then obviously get them to start doing little bits like that as well. So that's a lot of stuff that you can be getting going with straight away. If you want any more ideas or anything, send me a message. Or if you contact a local dog trainer in your area, they'll be able to help and advise you on what you can do when you first bring your puppy home, in between that 8 weeks when they first come home, and sort of 12 to 14 weeks when they can join puppy classes. So a dog trainer generally will be a lot happier if you contact them straight away when you first get your puppy, and then leave it a year, and then you've got issues. They'd much rather help you with the 8-week-old puppy and get it right from the start than a year down the line when you've got a little teenage dog that is rebelling and causing problems because you didn't do anything at 8 weeks old with them. So send a message if you need anything. If not, go and check out our videos. So I've done one on socialisation of new puppies, so go and check that one out as well.